know it looks really bad. I'm going to fix it. I just want to go ahead and film this intro real quick. So I had out a post asking which movie I should talk about next, because I have 4 that I really wanted to. And someone said Bruce Almighty. But that's one of my favorites of all time. I'll go ahead and say that now. But we're not talking about that today. We are talking about one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. It's not one of my, like... You just have to see my thoughts about it. We're watching Wonder today. This is a masterpiece. This movie is epic, and I cannot wait to rewatch it. So let's get started. I'll see you in like an hour and 13. Wait, I'll see you in 113. I'm gonna watch this. This is the masterpiece. Bye. Also, I just finished singing I'm Just Ken for a short, so if I seem a little out of breath, that's why. Ignore the My Little Pony thing behind me. This movie, this disc starts up with something that says Lionsgate does not want to endorse that this is a bad thing. And you'll see when I talk about it that this movie is one of the greatest because of what it shows out. And that's just a really powerful thing that they put on the front before anything starts. That's great. I hope more movies would do that and just kind of like talk about like, hey, this has got some serious stuff in it. Well, I wish more would do that because like now people are like, if that wasn't there, people are going to think this is just one big joke. It's not a joke. This movie is genuinely one of the greatest I've ever seen. I don't want to interrupt anymore. I'm probably going to cut right for just this My Little Pony background. I'm just going to move on and watch the movie. I also love this movie. I need to actually watch the movie, like, that I actually am doing a video on. I feel like I'm talking too much, and I'm really out of breath right now. Can I just please watch the movie? Oh my gosh, it's way better than I remember it being. Okay, it is a new day. I have put on different clothes, so just so you know. I had stopped it, and then I resumed it today, and it's just one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't know what it is. It can tell a good story based off a beloved book, give us a strong message, but not being too preachy. So what is it about this movie? Well, I saw this movie in theaters when I was 7, I think. And I was kind of hesitant at first about, you know, what it was gonna be like. So it was a good movie though. I've loved it ever since I saw it. But now that I'm older and have understood 7 years later, that's just now I understand more about it. So let's go in depth of why this movie is one of the greatest I've ever seen. Before we get started, one of my favorite quotes from any movie, maybe just this one, I don't know, I just made it up on the spot, but definitely one of the top 5 quotes in this movie is, Augie can't change the way he looks, so maybe we can change the way we see. That got me. I've never really, I've heard it before, but I never really was listening. That's just one of the best quotes I've ever heard. So, let's get into the main character. Well, let's get into how this movie adapts well from the book. In the book, there are certain chapters, and I can't remember. I need to go back and read the book, but there's different sections, I'll just say, with different characters. So there's 3 Augie sections, I think 2 Via sections. There's just a lot. That's what this movie does. It introduced, the screen slides up into black screen, shows us who we're talking about now from different points of view. It's very well done. So let's talk about Augie now. Augie is a deformed kid. His face is deformed. He wasn't supposed to look like that. So he got a bunch of surgery. I'm just moving this. And so he has to deal with going to a public school. He's been homeschooled for all his life because of how he looks. And I'm talking kind of quiet because this is a very serious subject. This movie tackles harassment, bullying. This tackles a lot. And if you are not old enough to understand that this is very serious, you should not be watching this movie. You should not be watching this video because this is very serious. Most of my videos are funny, silly, making me goof around at the board, like the bad parts of a movie, but this is a serious matter. Just this part alone. Just basically everything about it. So, if you can't take this seriously, go watch another video that is funny and silly. Because this ain't the video for you, Chief. So, he has to tackle going to a public school. And right off the bat, when he gets to the school, he meets 3 other kids. Jack, Charlotte, and Julian. And it's right there that we see those kids look at him, like this. Like, and you can already tell this ain't gonna be easy for him. So, they take a tour, and we can already see that this kid, Julian, is the worst kid ever. And spoilers for later in the movie, I can see why Jack will punch him. That was stupid. Like, he was just a big old stupid dummy. So, where was I? You can already tell that Julian is this jerk who just wants to mess with him because of how he looks. That's not okay. We can see that Charlotte is just like a nice kid, but like, yeah, she was trying to be nice. I can give her that. She's definitely the nicest one who texted. Okay. He texted me a picture of something. But you can see that like Jack is like, yeah. We'll get more on him later. We really don't get a lot from just of what he's been doing, but we learn a lot more about him later. And so, yeah, it's just some great stuff that Augie has to tackle. So now we get to school. He's going, and he's getting picked on. They subtly, like Julian's like knocking at him like, "How'd you like Darth Sidious from Star Wars?" And I was like, "Oh, cool, Chewbacca. I know him." And now I'm like, "How did they get cleared for this line? Get us out of my Disney." So yeah, it's just weird. And so we get to see him, and then one moment that changed the whole movie was where Augie helps a kid cheat on the test. And you may be thinking, why? Why is that the changing point of the movie? Augie has learned to just stay out of the way. Just kind of chill, do his own thing. So, he defied everything. He's a nice kid. He helped Jack on his test. That's good for him. And so that changes Jack's character into thinking, hey, he's not that bad a guy. Sure, his face is like something I have to get used to, but also like he's a good kid. You shouldn't judge someone just by how they look. And I'd say this for anyone if you're like wanting a girlfriend or if you just want new friends. Like, is this weird? But if you really got to know me, would it really be that weird for me to look like this? I don't wear glasses to make myself look better. I wear them because I have to. And if I look better with glasses, great. That's great. But if I look like this, I'm still the same person. I just don't have an accessory on. Augie is still the same person without his space helmet. So when he helps Jack over here, that's good for his character because it shows that even though that these kids are not nice to him, he's willing to help out. So now they're friends, and that's just great. But then on Halloween, his favorite holiday because he can hide his face, he overhears Jack saying this stuff. And this is the biggest, like, BS ever. Like, why would you say that and then instantly deny it? Like, come on. I've never been a real fan of Jack. I feel like he's one of the better characters to him, but, like, also, why would you even say that? That's the most stupidest thing you could ever say. Why would you? And then instantly deny it. You're stupid. And you look like a 4-year-old. Okay, I shouldn't be yelling at someone. This whole video is a topic on that. I'm so sorry. He's heartbroken, and he eats alone again. So then he meets this other girl, Summer, and she might be my favorite hero in the movie. She's definitely one of them, because she's not going behind his back talking about him. She didn't even have to. Jack was signed up for this. She was not. And she makes that very clear that she was not. And that's great. That's a great character. And I just appreciate all the adults in this movie who also are trying to get him out of his comfort zone and actually get in there. Mr. Brown is probably one of my favorite characters in the movie. I just respect him so much. And he was in Hamilton, which I've never seen fully. I've seen parts of it. I don't know, this is a side topic, but yeah. So then they make up through Minecraft. Really? I mean, that was cool to see, but, like, also, like... They could have done something better. Okay. They could have done something better. But, yeah. So that's all nice and good. So that's just, like... And then they go to this wilderness retreat and all that. You gotta watch the movie. It's one of the greatest. So that was just Augie's story. Let's talk about one of the characters that I actually felt something for. Like, I felt bad for this character. Let's get into it. Via is, like, one of the most calm individuals I've ever seen. Except for when she throws the remote. I don't think it deserved that. But she makes it clear that after Augie was born, she hasn't been getting much attention. And I can get that because your brother, unfortunately, does not look like you. He's different. And that's not bad. But I can also see where she's coming from, like, her parents don't really care anymore. She's just alone. She makes a really good analogy. Augie is the sun, and we all revolve around him. I felt that. I feel for that. And it's nice to see her get attention from Justin, her boyfriend. That's nice to see. I just feel that. I don't have a lot more to say. I feel like it should come up again on a live stream where I should talk more about it. But Wonder is one of the greatest things. And the parents are just so chill. Like, Owen Wilson is, like, probably the best choice you could ever do. Like, that's just great. So if you want to hear me talk about more, I know there is more, but I feel like I should go more in depth on another video. This is just a basic overview. But this movie, there's too much to talk about. And I just want to say right now, stop it. Word bullying is not okay. Bullying is not okay. No one can change the way they look. So let's change the way we see. Can we do that? Because there's so many people out there that just want to laugh at people for how they look and what they do. I'm not normal. I'm nowhere near normal. I put YouTube videos on the internet. I'm not a normal 14-year-old. But I still have the people who respect me in my life. That's great for me. There are some people who won't like me. I have to accept that. I'm not normal. No one is normal. So stop word bullying. Wonder teaches us a lesson about this amazing topic. And the reason I chose to do it first is because this needs to be said now more than later. Because it's getting more and more serious with the growth of technology. And, like, I know I'm not perfect. I've, like, said some bad stuff about this. So, join me in the comments. I'm tired of the bullying. I'm tired of seeing that at school. Join me in the comments and saying that. I'll see you later, Jackpack. This is a very emotional movie for me. I cried during this movie in my recent rewatch. And I've only cried probably once. Maybe a few more times during a movie. But that was just because Avengers Endgame Final Battle is like, that's just the greatest scene in history. But Wonder taught me more than life will ever will. I'm Jackman Gaming, talking about Wonder today. And if there are more reasons to talk about that I need to. Lego Batman Movie, Greatest Showman, and Bruce Almighty. I'm talking about Bruce Almighty last because that is just something I have so much to say about. So yeah. Like, subscribe, share. See you later, Jackpack. Goodbye. Oh, also put in the comments, Lego Batman movie or Greatest Showman. I don't know yet. I probably have to spin a wheel, but all right, see ya. I didn't click it.